Hey guys, welcome back. In this video, we're gonna learn how to use GDB using online platform called onlinegdb.com. In this video, we will be learning that how to debug your C code or C++ code using online platform. But if you have any laptop wherein you have Linux installed, you can refer my previous video where I'm using Linux as a platform and doing debugging using GDB on Linux terminal. Thank you very much. Hey guys, welcome back. My name is Prashant and we are discussing about GTP. Today we're gonna discuss about GTP and we will go into it and probably will add more commands which we have discussed before and we'll try to understand that what other facility GTP provides. So guys, you can see that in the last video we are trying to debug this code which is written in C, and we are trying to get insight of this code only. So I'll just try to use this code and we'll go into more deeper and try to use some other commands which is available inside your GDB. So as I mentioned, this is a website called onlinegdb.com which I'm using for platform. These commands are exactly will use for your Linux, and if you run your program over Linux terminal, it will be as applicable as the given program it is. So let me just walk you through that. I selected language C and I've written code already, and now I'll try to debug this. So if I debug, as soon as I go to debug option, you could see that you'll get something like this, right? Now, as I mentioned here, if you have any input to be provided for your code, so suppose you're providing some runtime input or command line argument, which we say in C, which can be given from this prompt. And otherwise, you will go to debug console and then you can do the debugging part. So what I'll do is we'll start from the beginning, B space main, which I told you that we will try to put breakpoint first. So as soon as I put breakpoint, I could see this case that here it is. I can just see the information here, right? And now you assume that what if you are doing it on terminal, right? This information will not be seen. So I can write info, and I can write breakpoint. This command will give you the information that what are the breakpoints you have in a code. Okay. Next, what I'll do is I'll try to run this code. As soon as I try to run the code, I could see that I am at line number 32. Now, if you see sum, since sum is not initialized, or you can see that d dot a and d dot b is getting initialized, but sum is not getting initialized. So, what if you want to give some start value to this variable? In GDB, we have provision that we can update a given variable also. How can we do that? So there is a command called give me a minute. There is a command called set where, okay, and then the variable you want to update, which you can say sum, and then you can give value which you want to give. So suppose I want to initialize my sum value with 0. So if I do that, you can see that sum became 0 now, right? Similarly, if I go to next first, and you can see that now value of d dot a is 5, okay, which I can verify by using p space d dot a. Okay, I can validate that. Okay, d dot a value is 5. Okay, now if I want to update this variable also, I can do that. So if I write set where d dot a equal to 10, okay, you could see that the value became 10. And I have a command called watch. So suppose I want to watch a variable throughout my code, I can write into watch option. So you can see that watch got added here. And if I go next, okay, I can keep on checking that what is the value of d dot a, right? So I can keep on checking that. Since so you can see d dot a is your 10, right? And I can keep on checking what is the value of uh, d dot a is. So that is something which I can add as a option. And if you remember, we have discussed when I go to next will go to next line of the code. But if I want to go inside a function, I will use step, or I can use step into, right? Step into is like we use command called s. Okay, so I entered into this command. Okay, and you can see that it is also printing since I add a watch into a, so it is like I can see the value of that also. Let me see watch. Since see, the scope of a d dot a is within this main only, right? So it will not travel to this point. Okay, I will discuss that. Let me just go to next first. Okay, so you can see that if I go up, old value is 10, which is d dot a, and now since I have added 10 into it, it became 20. So since it is traveling from the, because you have passed the address of d, so now when, as in when it got updated, you got a notification that okay, these values got updated. Okay, we have another command called display also, disp d dot a, right? So I can see that the, and the value of d dot a is nothing but 20, right? And now if I go to next, okay, so I can see that uh, uh, I'm I could see that here you the value d dot if it is already executed. I mean, this piece of code is already gone because now you're coming back to the code. So if I'll go to next again. Okay, let me, if I go to next, you can see that now variable information is d's d dot a, which is 20, d dot b is 27, right? That I can see by going to next. Okay, what other information I have? I have info, right? I can also write register. Info register is a information that what is the status of your registers within your code, right? So for example, if you're writing a code, you have cpus, right? And cpu, the couple of registers are there. So I can just show you that I can say rex register, which is your accumulator, all information within your code, right? With your processor stuff, you can see using info. Okay, so what next? We have a command like we have list. If I will write list, it will, and I don't have any visibility of my code, I could not see code here, right? So I can use list so to see my code, right? Okay, so like for example, if I want to list a particular function, okay, I can also see list main. Okay, so similarly I can also write 10. Okay, so line number 10 2 forward, right? So it will be keep on giving me information. So list is also very much useful command if I'm using anything in debugging. These commands, these facilities are already available, in Linux terminal also. So though I'm using one website, online gdb, and it is quite easy to debug it here, but all the commands which I'm using are applicable and are available in your Linux terminals also. So if I write command called info space local, I'll get all the local variables which is being used in my code. Okay, so this is how you're gonna use it. So if I continue now, you see, right, I got terminated. Okay, and it says that watchdog got deleted because I'm already exited. Now suppose I do run again. Okay, he said yes, I want to run. So I'm again gonna back to the same code, right? And one more thing which I made you learn, if you remember, lay space next, right? If I do that, I could see all visibility within the code itself, right? So probably I don't require this source information. I can just put everything in my GDB itself. And if I keep on entering, I could keep checking that the view is getting changed, right? So that is also, we can do it here. Okay, so if you go next, you can quite visibly check it. Okay, so this is something which is very useful when you're starting debugging. In next class, it will be very interesting because I'll be using Jeff. Jeff is like GDB enhanced, and it is really useful for your debugging. Okay, and you'll get a lot of insight. Also further we will be using um, like how to remote GDB, right? So, for example, suppose you are in one process, you want to debug another process within the system. So, how to do that? Okay. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this video was useful. Hey guys, thank you for watching. If this video helped you, please like, subscribe, and share it with others so who might be also benefited. For more such video, please stay tuned. Thank you.